initially, before we went to the school district, we got him into ABA. We did our research. ABA has its history. It's for some people and it's not for others. It has changed drastically. If you go on deep dives to see how it started, I can understand where people are like, okay, like I don't want to do this. This is behavior conversion therapy or something like that. So we did a lot of research and we reached out to one of the bigger companies because they are companies. I mean, you always have to remember that they are for profit company. It was the same thing. We got insurance approval, and typically insurance will approve you for ours was 35 hours. We went from Maddox being in preschool 2-3 days a week because we only really sent him to be around other kids. And then they say, okay, we want these 35 hours.
A
And
week.
it was this, yeah, 35 hours a week. So he was there every day. He was there Monday through Friday. And this is where it's important to shop around. But at this point, we had no idea what we were doing. So we kind of grabbed the first who could take us, who had availability. And they almost in a way kind of pressured us to back off on the speech and the OT so that he could be in ABA all the time. And we were like, hard no. We need to keep him in this. So we ended up he did a half day in there, but we had to cut out our speech and OT. And that's another guilt thing where part of me was like, should we have really done that? He still has deficits in those areas. But it was a big transition for him. And he was 3.5 at this point, coming up on 3.5. And he was exhausted. I mean, end of the day, it's just so much on them. So looking back, it was very intensive. We certainly saw the benefits from it, but again, we moved to a new place. We had no idea what was out there, what was available. I hadn't found any groups or resources. So, we try and put him in swimming. Again, his hallmark is opposition. Like people don't really understand how his mind works. And a lot of situations, it's like, well, we can't do this. And then sports, wasn't something that worked for us. And again, we were new to the area. We didn't know anyone. So it's not like we could try and like join these play groups and stuff. So we went straight into the ABA, but I do regret not fighting harder to keep him in those therapies and doing more activities, like you said, because now that he's in kindergarten, we definitely see that lack of being with more kids, being around other kids. So the way we look at it now is we're with a different ABA company now, and they weren't even around when we started this whole journey. If an ABA company is telling you you have to do these 35 hours, they want you to do as many hours as possible.
Right.
So part of me wishes that I had gone back and been like, okay, I know we're approved for this, but we're not letting go of these things. Like, we still want to do things with him. So it was very intensive and it was very good for him, but I wish there was more of a balance and saying to that kind of company, like, we're your clients. Like,
Mhm.
we're giving you our children. So if
Right.
you find a company that's like, no, we won't do this, we need all hours, then it's a situation where you have to look for alternative therapies. You have to, there's very few ABA companies in our area. Like you said, hold off on it until he's older. Do more groups where they get used to full days. They
Right.
get used to getting that socialization.